welcome to our fifth video reflection for the season of Lent here at St. Lawrence Academy. And today we're going to be taking a look at the color purple, which we see everywhere during Lent. Most of us walk into the church during that first week of Lent and we see that there's been purple curtains hung, sometimes the cross is draped with purple cloth, something like that to remind us that we've entered into a new season in our liturgical calendar. And that color purple represents both royalty and mourning. So mourning and repentance is very much a part of our season of Lent, but it's tied to this concept of royalty. And so we're going to take a look at how those two different ideas come together in this one symbol for us as people of faith during the season of Lent. And purple had become the color of royalty because it was the most expensive color of cloth to make in antiquity. It involved two different colors of dyes. You had to have red and blue, and so it was a longer process, and therefore it was more expensive, and it became the color of royalty. But the fact that it's a color of repentance calls to mind the passages in the Passion narratives in the Gospels where Jesus, just before he's given his cross, is draped with a purple cloak and mocked by the soldiers, saying that he's the King of the Jews. And so that passage calls to mind an important question for us during the season of Lent, and we need to figure out which side of that passage we stand on as people of faith. Are we in solidarity with Christ as he is being mocked and abused and standing up to all that with solidarity in his faith? Or are we on the opposite side of that? Do we sometimes continue that process of mocking Jesus? In other words, do we claim to be people of faith who follow in the footsteps of Jesus with our words, but do our actions maybe sometimes show something different? So when that's the case, we're out of sync with the people that we want to be as disciples of Christ, and we're unfortunately on the side of the soldiers sometimes in the way that we live our lives. So there's a need for repentance. There's a need to turn our hearts back to God, and that's what that color purple reminds us, that we should be able to look at Jesus and see the true King of Kings, the true Prince of Peace, and also the humble carpenter who came into this world to bring a simple message of love. And when we can do all those things, when we can hold those in tension and really have them in our hearts, understanding that Jesus was both that royal king and also that humble carpenter, well, then we know that we're doing the season of Lent in the right way, and we're able to walk that path that we need to arrive with new hearts during the season of Easter.